God. So this is going to be video number 9 in this series, and this is going to be similar to a previous video where I don't have a structure. I just pick out things that I forgot to talk about before, or just things that are too small to fit into their own video, so I just shove them all into one and call it filler. I call this one more input shortcuts and filler, even though there's really only one input shortcut. But so basically, I have a bulleted list of things that I want to go through. I'm going to go over them one by one, just to make things different. I'll tell you what they are right now. First, I wanted to show you that cool stun combo: close normals, useless normals, double tapping, chip damage, meter when blocking versus getting hit, trades and priority, combos into command grabs, how to avoid throw punishing, true block strings, guard cancel roll punishes, the record button, the replay button, taunts, and some more drive cancel options with some other characters. Those are the things that I'm going to be going over. I'll probably be lazy and not put them in the description. So if you want to know what's in this video, there you go. Again, those are very bulleted. Like, what is a useless normal? I'll get to that. So as far as the stun combo, I just wanted to show you that I'm pretty sure at least half the cast has some combo that is a stun combo. And in Kyo's case, his is probably the easiest. Maybe Joe's. And Joe's is pretty technical, actually. Takumu's is really hard, but like, Takuma can kill you off of a stun. That's off topic. Anyway, the point is, you don't typically see stuns in normal games. Some characters, however, have combos that stun from full stun. Like they just stun them every single time. As far as stun goes, by the way, you do not deal any stun in HD. Normally, if I hit, notice stun. Stun goes down from 13, 107, 100. From an HD, it doesn't ever go down. And EX moves. EX move. Hold on. Oh, I'm backwards. EX moves and supers and Neo Maxes don't deal any stun. Special moves do. Okay, back to normal settings here. Alright. So first thing on the list is close normals. Notice I've been like referring to close normals, but I haven't really explained them. They're the same as in other games that have them, such as every game that isn't Street Fighter V or Dive Kick. This is close hard punch. I hit hard punch real close. It works from about here. Nope, there. But if I'm further away, I get a different move. And this is true in terms of Kyo. He only has one. He has close hard punch. There's no close light kick or close hard kick or close light punch. He has close hard punch and far hard punch, and then just standing light punch, standing light kick, standing hard kick. Which is how I notate things whenever I like write stuff down or type stuff up, I say standing for normals that I don't have close versions, and I say CL for close, CR for crouch, and F for far. So what's the point of close normals? Well, this ties in with the next point, which is useless normals. What is the point of this move? Like, seriously, this move is so bad. If you ever get this move, it's by mistake, I guarantee you. It's faster to just do this, or hit hard kick, than it is to do this. This move is so bad. You can cancel it, but typically you're not going to want this move when it does come out. So why is it there? It's completely useless. And in reality, as far as I know, there's no completely useless attack in this game. Every attack has some sort of purpose, which is not the case in Street Fighter. What is Cammy's close hard kick for? It's there not to be used. That's what it's for. But in this case, there's actually a purpose for this move, and it is because he has a close hard punch, and you don't want far hard punch. For example, he needs a far hard punch, otherwise this would combo. That links. At close range, this links. Like that. However, if he did not have a close and far hard punch, he would get close hard punch out here, and that would combo, and that would be a little bit too strong. Because he can't do that, if you do start with this, you had to go directly into your command normal, which slightly reduces your damage and makes it harder to confirm. Same thing with King's crouching hard kick. It's basically useless. Whenever you get it, you don't ever want it. It's there because if you try to slide the wrong direction, you'll get a crouching hard kick instead. So if there's like a weird left-right situation, you don't want to accidentally get slide, because slide is really, really good compared to crouching hard kick, etc., etc., etc. So as far as I know, there's no useless normal. Every normal has a use. Moving on to double tapping is something I've been doing like this entire series. What is the point of double tapping? I covered that. Let's see. I covered that in a previous video. In how to combo, I believe. Advanced system. Here we go. In video 4, I covered it toward the end. I covered double tapping. I didn't tell you how to do it, which is kind of the important part. I told you what it's good for at the end of video 4. Go watch that. It's kind of long and tedious to explain it again. So for now, I'm going to explain how to do it. I mean, all it is you're literally hitting the button twice. Plinking in Street Fighter is where you hit two buttons very close together, but not at the same time. That doesn't give you any benefit in this game at all, really, unless you're like, I don't know. But what that did was it gave you two consecutive inputs where you were inputting the same thing. Double tapping, you're literally hitting the button twice. Listen, this is a single tap. This is a double tap. I hit the button twice. Hopefully you can hear that. I know this mic is terrible, but what is double tapping used for? Well, say someone's rushing you down, like this. Say they do something with a minus. Oh, here we go. Say they're doing the run-up, low throw mix-up. Whoops. Say they're doing the run-up, low throw mix-up. Remember that the way to beat this is to actually hit buttons because of that extended window of throw invincibility. If you haven't watched that video, it is the video before this one? No. It is 2 videos. No. 3? I don't remember. Here we go. It was in video 4 again. Wow. That was a long video. I believe... Yes, it was like toward the beginning of 4B. I talk about this mix-up, and then I talk about it again when in video 7 when I talk about mix-ups and rushing people down and how to defend against those. Those 2 videos are very important. There's a lot of good stuff in there. I'm going to talk about why it's useful to double tap in these scenarios. So say someone blocks and then they try. Wow, really? And they try to throw you. Okay, that's because I was getting alternate guard. Wow. Huh, that's cool. Anyway. If you think they're going to run up and throw you, the way... Or, excuse me. If you think they're going to run up and either low or throw, the way you beat that is by hitting a button before they're able to, because of that extended window of throw and invincibility after coming out of block stun. That's a mouthful. Wow. You just hit a button. You hit a button. Now, notice that I double tap that. Frick. Obviously, if you get caught pressing buttons... Frick. You're gonna get frame trapped, etc. Is that a frame trap? Yeah. Oh my god. I think it was not. It was not. That was a block string. But anyway, because the time to hit a button is very, very, very small. It's very, very small. You're going to want to get that normal out as fast as possible, which is why you double tap. Double tap. I also showed some applications in video 4, so again, go check that out if you want to know more about that. I spent way too much time on this. Moving on. Chip damage. Chip damage is not a very big factor in this game. Not at all. I'm going to go through some examples here. First of all, turn on the damage. It's already on. Like 10 damage per fireball is kind of standard, and if you think about that, if you block 100 fireballs, you're dead. That's a lot of fireballs. So basically, this is not much damage. Watch the life bar. If you sit there and block for 10 seconds, yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage, but you don't have to, especially with a character who, like Yuri, who has a demon flip, who has a dive kick, who has really good hitboxes. There's no reason to be in one place, and she's fast. She runs really fast, jumps really fast. Every character in this game has a ton of movement options. Roll. You don't need to block every single fireball that comes your way anyway. And even if it's not fireballs, like uppercut is like I believe 13 damage on block. This is 4 damage on block. This is 10 damage on block. 10 damage on block. By the way, EX moves tend to do more. 10 versus... Give me a meter. 10 versus 16. But also, look at this beater. Which is what is the next thing on my list, is watch this. I've shown this off before, but I want to give a more detailed experiment. Very specific to fireballs. You get like no meter when they block this. I believe that was 14 fireballs. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they blocked 14 fireballs. They got a meter. You got like 4/10 of a meter. They build meter a lot faster than you. You build meter at 40% the rate as they do. And this is the case for everything, basically, is the one that's being attacked builds more meter than the one attacking. That's just general. That's not the case in Street Fighter. That's not the case in most games. But in this game it is. Especially because the one attacking is typically burning more meter than the one that's being attacked. So, in general, the one who's been blocking or being hit more has more meter to spend in order to try and make that comeback. It's not really a comeback mechanic, but it kind of helps even out the game. But that's just fireballs. Fireballs are that bad unblocked, but normals. All guard here. There we go. When the opponent blocks normals, you build 80%. You build double that of fireballs. In terms of ratios, you build double the meter as the aggressor when throwing fireballs than you do when hitting with normals. With normals, therefore, normals are typically better. This effect is actually even greater with hits. I'll show that. If I hit you with stuff, or more, you build about 90% of what they build. And this is a very general rule. Also, look at the drive meter. You actually build more drive meter for hitting people than they do. Very strange. However, fireballs, you would expect fireballs to build about 50% because normals went from 80 to 90. So you would expect fireballs to go from 40 to 45 or 40 to 50. But instead, they go up to like 90, 85-ish. Which means that you're not, like, penalized for using fireballs just because you're using fireballs. But if they're using fireballs for the sake of, just for the sake of, like, if you're not following your fireball in and you're just using fireballs as pokes, if it hits, you build a bunch of meter compared to if it's blocked. In this game, you are rewarded for blocking fireballs, is what this comes down to. Also, look at the drive meter. It's exactly the same as with hits. If you get hit by a fireball, they build more meter than if you block it. Just some little things to think about, and like why that is. There's a lot of slight tangent. There's a lot of reasons, or there's a lot of things in this game for why is that. For example, Kyo runs faster during his command moves. This move, then he does just running. He actually runs faster during this move for a couple of very specific reasons. At first, you're like, why? That's kind of stupid. But like, meh. This is just one of those things that you need to think about before you understand why it is the way it is. Enough about that. Next thing is trades. How do trades work in this game? I'm gonna get this. There we go. Trades are exactly the same as in most games, where when both hitboxes of both players hit the opposing hurt box, then both attacks connect with regular damage, and both characters go into the same hit stun they would have. And the recovery of both moves is canceled and replaced, basically. It's exactly the same as you would expect. In games like Smash Brothers, sometimes they would clash, and both characters would like recover like immediately. Danger Time in Guilty Gear XIII. In Mortal Kombat 9, player 1 won all trades. That's balanced. Anyway, trades in this game, exactly what you would expect. Another thing that is in most fighting games that a lot of people don't know about is what happens when a throw and a hit connect at the same time. And I'm going to try and show this off. Let's see if I can get this. Try this. Okay, I hit record again. Yeah. I can't normal throw. Go for command grabs. In the corner. The command grab will win, and this is because whenever a grab and a hit collide on at the exact same time, the throw will win. And this is actually true in a lot of games. This is true in most fighting games, actually, with very few exceptions. Throws will just straight up beat hits. Which is the reason why one-frame command grabs are technically invincible by definition, because there's no way to hit it before it comes out. Because they come out on the very first frame. So there's no startup to hit, and you can't hit it during its active frames because throws beat hits when they trade. Unless, of course, your throw invincible, in which case the throw will miss anyway. Oh, one really cool thing. I want to try this. Because I know what's going to happen if I do this perfectly. If I do this perfectly. What happens when two throws collide? Try this. No, that won't work. Try this. Oh wow. No, she'd be too fast. There we go. Perfect. Not too late. If you saw that, both throws connected at the exact same time, and they both missed. So that's what happens when two throws hit each other, is they just both miss. I love it. Anyway, moving on. You can actually combo into command grabs in this game. Notice that was a 2-hit combo. This is a 1-hit combo. You can totally combo into command grabs in this game, unlike some other games, such as Street Fighter, where you can't. This is why this combo works. Dive kick into command grab. There's a couple of weird rules for doing it. Like, you can't do... You're not allowed to do jump in. But you can totally do, like, a slower normal. Like that. And it'll combo, but you're not allowed to use command grab. There's some weird rules like that, but other than that, it's basically... You're allowed to combo into it. If the opponent is in grounded hit stun, you're allowed to throw them. Kind of. Anyway, moving on. How to avoid throw punishing. So a lot of times, you're in situations like this, where you want to punish them, but you end up getting a throw instead, and this is a big problem for new players. This is the problem that not James Chen. This is the problem that Ultra David complains about in KOF 13, is that you just get these throws when you don't want to, and that's an issue in this game because one, throws are never true punishes to anything but rolls, and two, 1-on-1 damage when you could have gone a close C combo for like 300 damage. You know, like it's just like you're missing out on damage. Some characters, their throws aren't hard knockdowns, and in fact they push the opponent way far away so that you can't even follow up after it. So like, there's no way you would want to throw in a scenario where like you're blocking an uppercut and you could be getting this full combo. So there's two main ways to avoid it. One obvious way is to not hit forward, block the uppercut, and just do a close C and not hit any left or right directions. The problem is when you're playing a character like Takuma or Iori or someone who likes to chain into their forward command normal. Especially Takuma, because he likes to do close C forward B into a charge back move. So he wants to get that command normal as fast as possible, but if you do it wrong, you'll get a throw anyway. And this is because of a really weird mechanic. I honestly don't like this myself, but I learned to live with it. Notice when I press the button and when I press the direction. Watch. Too far. Too slow. There we go. I pressed the button first, and like maybe 2-3 frames later, I pressed the forward. And I still got a throw. I'm essentially carring my close hard punch into a throw is basically what's going on here. Same thing with back. You're allowed to hit the button first, and then hit, and then hit the direction. And this is a problem when you're going for punishes. Where you're like, oh my god, I wanted a command normal, not a freaking throw, and you could physically wait and do it that way, but you don't have to. You could also do a crouching normal, which would look like that. Notice that if I do a crouching hard punch and then press back or forward, even if it's super fast, I don't actually get the normal, or I don't actually get a throw, as opposed to a standing hard punch, I do. Same with crush hard kick. Even if I do that really fast, right or left, I don't get the throw. So that's one option, is to go for your crouching punishes. But watch, sometimes this is not the case for Kyo because his buttons do the same damage, except hard kick, but that's only in HD. Sometimes your crouching hard punch does less damage. Maybe it has less range. Maybe it's slower, or maybe it just doesn't even combo at all for the combo that you're going for. And when that is not an option for you, what you need to do is you need to run. And remember that you cannot throw during a run just by pressing hard punch. It doesn't work, which is exactly what we want. You have to hit back like that. I hit hard punch back, and it canceled my hard punch into a throw. We can use this by running first before you go for a punish. This is the one that I use. It's kind of like automatic to me now. Is, oh, I get a full punish. Let me run up and hit hard punch whenever I get there. So those are the 2 ways, I guess 3 ways, to avoid getting a throw punish, and why you shouldn't throw punish. Next, true block strings. What does a true block string mean? And what it means is, well, first of all, how you define a true block string is when the second attack in the string hits during the block stun of the first attack. For example, this. There we go. That is a block string. She was forced to block both hits. The way that one guard jump works is as soon as she began blocking, she began holding up on the joystick, so she's going to jump as soon as possible. But if I time this right, then the second jab hits before she's even allowed to stop blocking. So what is the point of true block strings? Well, for one, because they're forced to block, they can't hit buttons, which means that your frame traps can't be your frame traps can't be true block strings. If you're doing true block strings, like if you're doing stuff like this, then that's a true block string, and it's not actually a frame trap. To get it to frame trap, you need to wait and leave a small hole for them to be able to stop blocking. Now, what is the use of true block strings? Well, the only way to get out of true block strings is to guard cancel. So Rolf makes really good use of this, because he has this really good string that does a whole bunch of guard damage for no meter and leaves him plus on block, so he can keep going if he chooses to do so. And it's all one true block string. If you're curious, it is close hard punch, down forward light punch, quarter forward hard punch. It is all a true block string, and it's plus on block. And that the quarter C is like plus like 10. It's plus a lot. It's really good. So true block strings. You can test things that are true block strings by setting the dummy to one guard jump. If they block both hits, it was a true block string. If they don't block both hits, it was not. And in fact, if you hit them out of the air, it was a very big gap of more than like 3 or 4 frames. And this is how you test good frame traps with like 2 or 3 frame gaps. Is if you hit them on the ground, they were in their pre-jump, which looks like that for the Kyo. He's about to jump, but he's still on the ground. In which case, when you hit him, they're still on the ground. So this is how you practice your frame trap timing. Next thing is guard cancel roll punishes, and this is the point where I switch characters. This is also about the halfway point, I guess. Maybe further. Probably further. Okay, so next is guard cancel roll punishes, and the prime example of this is K-Dash. Whoops. Might see something weird. Not like a second here. Okay, you don't see it. Good. Okay. Alright. So, K-Dash players like to do this. Especially this, actually. It's really safe on block. Can't really punish it. So what do you do about that? Well, the way you beat that, again, the way you get out of true block strings is with guard cancels. So one thing that you can do, if you know the trigger's coming, you can roll before he triggers. By the way, this that quarter forward move where he goes, where like the circle of fire. Hold on. That one, where he like summons a freaking dark sign. That is the trigger, the XIII trigger. And one way to punish this is if he's getting way too predictable, you're like, oh, he's gonna do 3 low Bs and then cancel. Guard cancel the last hit. Guard cancel the normal that they're about to special cancel. And you can punish the special move after the roll because the special move whiffed. And this is not just K-Dash, this is anybody who's using predictable strings, even Elizabeth. Even with command normals. Watch this. Even with command normals. If you know the command normal's coming, you can guard cancel roll the normal that they're chaining into the command normal. And punish it accordingly. So that's a very quick one way to use guard cancel rolls offensively during your defense. I guess actively. Alright, 2 more things to cover. First off, what is all this crap down here? These 4 right here. PA stands for personal action, which is this game's taunt. I'll go over that first. It's really fast. And then these 3 buttons are record, play, and repeat. Personal action or taunt, record, play, or repeat, or loop. So personal action is a taunt. There's no way to cancel taunts in this game. As far as use, there's a couple of uses potentially. Like Anji in Guilty Gear would like feint his overhead with his taunt and then go low. But because you can't cancel taunts in this game, you can't really do that. Characters with interesting taunts are Kenso, Benimaru. Those are the only 2 characters that I can think of where maybe you could be like creative in how you use it. Because their taunts look like they're projectiles, but they aren't. Particularly Kenso's. So if someone's trying to parry your projectile, then you use the taunt instead, and they parry nothing. Just something to think about. Not really any use. Typically, you want to unbind this and never ever use it. Now, as far as record, play, and repeat, the way this works is when you press record, control shifts to player 2, and you can only record it if the dummy is on stand. If he's on crouch, I can't record. Only on stand. Hit record. Yay, I'm playing as K-Dash now. But now I'm back to Elizabeth, and this is because the recording only lasts 10 seconds. Notice the timer, like right up there, right up there, right up there. I can't point to it. There we go, right there. You can record up to 10 seconds of inputs, and it will essentially replay your inputs whenever you hit play again. Like that. There's more. There you go. And so you can move during this. with your player 1 character. Now, there's also repeat. Say you set them to record, jump down. The way you stop the recording is you press the start button. So this allows you to get shorter recordings than 10 seconds. With a loop button, what the repeat button does is once the first recording ends, it plays on loop. The way to stop playback is by pressing repeat or play at any time. Pressing the record button also works. I didn't know that. Pressing any of the 3 buttons will stop the playback immediately. So the whole playback was a jump and a jab. If I stop the recording early, he just jumps. One more interesting note is during recording, like say I want close C4 to A. Like, right. Say I want run up close C4 to A, but I mess up. And I'm like, oh no, I want to be fast. One thing that you can do is press the back button. And that resets your recording. If you were watching the timer in the top left, you notice that whenever I pressed the back button, it went back to 10 and overwrit all of the recording. So now I get the last thing that I recorded. So watch. If I do light punch, back hard punch, back hard punch, back light kick, back hard kick, pause. The recording is going to say hard kick. There's one more. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. What is it? There's one more shortcut. I forget what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, since I left you hanging, I'll tell you one thing I wasn't going to tell you. Because it's very stupid, but... just because... Just because when you record something, you're in the air, does not mean that when you play it back, you'll be in the air. So be wary of that. Also, be wary of... You will not get the same normals close and far. Sometimes you'll get throw. It doesn't record the attacks, it records the inputs. If you want a better recording system for training mode, go to Skullgirls. Theirs is ridiculous. Anyway, next thing. The last thing in this video is a particular drive cancel, which is uppercut, drive cancel, forward light punch. I like to end these videos on drive cancel shortcuts. Don't need that. Done that. You. Okay. So, with these two characters in particular, there's this issue that you run into when doing drive cancel uppercut to quarter punch. There's an issue that I run into, which is this. You get super. And there's many ways, as in at least 3. I'm going to be going over 3 ways to avoid this. And first, I'm going to show you the easiest way. Watch this. Is you don't need to do that. Hold on. Bad. Come on. There we go. I went forward, then quarter forward, then hit light punch, light punch. What that motion does is it combines the dragon punch into a quarter forward light punch. So that all you do is press 2 buttons at the same time. Characters like XIII use this in good HD combos. Elizabeth is kind of forced to use this. K-Dash is kind of forced to use this. I do this with regular Kyo all the time. I do this with regular Kyo. With this drive cancel. Very useful. But you run into one more problem with this. There's one loophole in that. Well, there's two. One loophole, or I guess one issue with this, is when you do regular uppercut to EX fireball. Oops. That was weird. Why is that working? There we go. Typically when you do this, you're going to get regular uppercut and EX uppercut, which normally you can't cancel uppercuts into uppercuts with drive cancels, but you can as long as it's from the meterless to the EX version. So this is an issue when you're trying to go from this to this, because you're going to get this. Whoops. You're going to get that a lot. Now there's actually a way to get around this, and this is a very strange mechanic. It's one of those things where you're like, why is this in the game? This is kind of weird. But once you know why it's in the game, it becomes like a really cool thing that they actually thought of this. Watch my inputs carefully. If I hold forward and do a quarter forward, I get uppercut. But watch this. If I do forward and then quarter forward and then up forward, if I hit that light punch while up forwarding, I don't get the uppercut, I get the quarter forward. So, one more time. Watch really closely. Now, why is this? This is a particular mechanic that lets you, when you're doing quarter motions or like circling motions, you're allowed to go one input beyond what is required, which is why this gives you uppercut. What's written for uppercut, the coup d'event, is that. Oops. Come on. Is that you only need to hit 3 inputs to do an uppercut, but we often go one further and do this just because it makes more sense to us. However, that's only allowed because you're allowed to go one beyond what is required. So you're allowed to go to the forward, but you're not allowed to go to the up forward. So if I do this motion and end on up forward, I don't ever get uppercut. Watch. See there I hit the button before I hit up forward, so I got the uppercut anyway. Now this translates to this drive cancel because you can do things like this. I didn't EX that was weird. There we go. You can do the dragon punch motion and then go to up forward and hit 2 punches, and you won't get the EX uppercut, you'll get the EX fireball. Notice what I do here is I actually I can very sharply go to my diagonals from anywhere, because I'm on a square gate arcade stick, which is most arcade sticks. If you stretch the stick to their extremes, you'll end on corners with the card with the 4 like up, down, left, right as like you just kind of pass it by them. You don't actually stop on them. So it's very easy to go from corner to corner. So what I do is I do the uppercut, and I stop on that down right corner, hit a punch, then I go to the up right corner, hit 2 punches, and it looks like this. That's the way I do it most of the time. And again, this drive cancel is very, 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 very helpful for characters like Nest Kyo, Elizabeth, K-Dash, regular Kyo, you know, just basically most characters that have a DP. This is very useful for them. However, with K-Dash, watch my inputs. Watch this. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. Watch this. For some reason, they didn't give K-Dash this option. K-Dash can't do this. Now, he can do this drive cancel, like that. And I'll get into how to do it very shortly. But for some reason, K-Dash cannot use this first shortcut outside of HD. In HD, he can. And this is just so stupid. I don't know why this is a thing. But for some reason, in HD, he can totally do this shortcut, just like she can. Except she can do it both in and out. Next shortcut is kind of similar to the one I showed you with Kyo. Oh, can't do it with her. You can do a half circle back forward punch, quarter forward punch. Whenever you do half circle back forward in this game, you will get the DP motion. And notice that you didn't actually do a quarter forward anywhere in there, so you won't get the super. So you won't get this. Wow. I'm too good. Oh, he's gonna meter. No, he does. Wait, what? Oh, no drive. Wait a second. How's it doing that? So when the second method of avoiding supers is to just do this long cut motion of half circle back, forward, quarter forward, and you will not get the super. Next. Oh, by the way, this works with EX as well. Never mind, it does not. So if you want to do the EX version, uppercut into EX trigger, and you want to use this method, you have to implement the tiger the tiger kneeing thing from before, like that, where you do half circle back, forward, quarter circle forward, up forward, and then both punches. Okay, but there's one more way to do this, and this is the way I do it. And it uses that square gate thing from before. Where notice the input for this. Coup d'event is forward, down, down, forward. You are not forced to do a quarter circle in that motion at all. So what you could do is do it exactly as it's written. Forward, down, diagonal punch, quarter forward punch. You don't have to do any of this fancy stuff or take advantage of this, of combining the two motions together and then using the up forward. You don't need to do that. As long as you stop at that diagonal. If you don't do this, if you do your uppercuts with ending on the diagonal and not going to the forward, you can do this and not worry about the super. Like that. If you don't go to forward the first time. However, again, you run into the EX issue. Maybe you won't. Okay. Apparently, if you do this, you don't need to worry about the EX uppercut coming out when you don't want it to. So this is this is what I use for K-dash. Is I do this, right? I do the as written thing, which is exactly the same thing as what I was talking about with the Kyo drive cancel back in video 4. I'm like, well, you can do this easy long way, or you can do it this short kind of technical way. But if you're good enough at your execution, it's faster. So you're more consistent. Again, if you have trouble landing this cancel when you want it, then go ahead and use this long cut. That's perfectly fine. If you're just in HD, go ahead and use this easy one. Because it still works. And with that, I believe that's going to be the end of the video. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything that I wanted to regarding that. Oh wow, this video is like an hour long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here. It's like past midnight, which is why I'm rambling, but I'm gonna go ahead and transition into the next video, which is gonna be over HD mode, which I think HD mode is very confusing for a lot of people. And some people think they know everything about HD mode, but they actually don't. So stick around for that. That's going to be video 10. That being said, I hope you enjoy the video, but more importantly, I hope that you learned something from it. And I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be right now. This video is going to be covering